43 of the most iconic short stories in the English language, from Washington Irving to Chris and Rupinian, by Emily Temple, August 19, 2020. Last year, I put together this list of the most iconic poems in the English language. It's high time to do the same for short stories. But before we go any further, you may be asking, what does iconic mean in this context? Can a short story really be iconic in the way of a poem, or a painting, or Elvis? Well, who knows? But for our purposes, iconic means that the story has somehow wormed its way into the general cultural consciousness. A list of the best short stories in the English language would look quite different than the one below. Also, be that in this case we're necessarily talking about the American cultural consciousness. Weird and wiggly as it is, when something is iconic, it is a highly recognizable cultural artifact that can be used as a shorthand, which often means it has been referenced in other forms of media. You know, just like Elvis. So for those of you heading to the comments to complain that these stories are the usual suspects, well, exactly. An iconic short story may be frequently anthologized, which usually means frequently read in classrooms, something that can lead to cultural ubiquity. But interestingly, the correlation isn't perfect. For instance, Joyce's Ruby is anthologized more often, but for my money, The Dead is more iconic. Film adaptations and catchy, reworkable titles help, but in the end, for better or for worse, you know it when you see it, which means that, like anything else, it all depends on your point of view. Icon status is, like most of the ways we evaluate art, highly subjective. So, having acknowledged that there's no real way to make this list, but because this is what we're all here to do, here are some of the most iconic short stories for American readers in the English language, and a few more that deserve to be more iconic than they are.